Hi, and welcome to the Lone Star Play podcast, where we sit, eat, chat, and repeat. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong, and we are coming to you from Austin, Texas. The Lone Star Play podcast is produced by Texas Real Food. Go to texasrealfood.com, and you can search your city for local restaurants, stores, butchers, farmers markets, and more who are using organic, fresh, artisanal, and local sources. It's a fun site that brings all natural options all together. All right, we have a very important episode today, okay? I'm going to give you guys the top 10 ways you can support a restaurant right now, okay? And that includes food trucks and, any other food business, okay? So basically, the food business is suffering right now. We are in peril, on our knees, right? So, it doesn't matter where you live, right? It's suffering. Every industry is suffering, but specifically the restaurant industry. So I believe 61% of the 1.2 million jobs that are in Texas for the restaurant industry, 61% of those 1.2 million, they're not working right now. So that's crazy, right? The Texas Workforce Commission, unemployment, they did in a matter of just a few weeks, the same amount of unemployment requests that they did all of last year. So imagine doing a year's worth of work in just a few weeks. Crazy. So right now, the restaurants are struggling. And I'm going to give you guys 10 ways that you can help support them and, make it better for them. The least we can do. So just coming from an insider, this is a way you as a customer can help out. Okay, so sit back, enjoy the episode, take notes. And spread it, share it. Let's get this out there and get people to support restaurants. All right. So enjoy. Okay. Let's start with number one, which is probably the most important one, could be. And I'm going to start with that one because it's just very important. So, all right. Number one is if you have an issue with a restaurant, please give them an opportunity to fix that issue before you go on social media and start telling people what a bad experience you had. Okay. The reason I bring this up is, I've seen it happening, right? I've seen that happen. I've seen people just immediately after leaving a place, blasting them on social media without even reaching back out to the place and seeing if they can fix it. Why? Because first of all, regardless of the pandemic, no restaurant is perfect. Things happen. Even the best places, Michelin starred, they make mistakes. Promise you, it happens. There's mistakes that happen. And the way the restaurants get around it, they've got this mentality of as soon as a problem's brought up, they fix it immediately. I mean, they're on it. They don't even question it. The best places don't question whether it's valid or not. It doesn't matter to us, right? You have an issue, and that's all that matters. From your perspective, it's not right. So we're going to make it right for you. And that's most places, 9 times out of 10, that's what you're going to get. The manager wants to fix it, right? So if they don't know about the problem, there's no way for them to fix it either. But so, give and then post about your experience on social media. Give us the whole experience of what happened. Something went wrong, but the place fixed it. I actually want to hear that. That actually is a place I want to go to because I know that things happen everywhere. And if I know if something happens, they're going to take care of it, I feel safe. That's a good thing. But when something just bad happens, you go in curbside and they forget a particular part of your order or something, and, you get home and it's not there and you just decide to post about it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do what you want. Obviously, freedom of speech, but it's just my suggestion. That's a way to help the restaurant out and give people a true, of what's happening. And especially during the pandemic, right? There's just a lot going on. So please give them an opportunity to fix that issue before you go tell everybody about it. So I'm sure you would want the same for you and your job. All right. So pardon me, I'm going to be looking down at my notes, for this, but okay. So number two, all right. Patience and understanding. That's what we need to have right now with restaurants. And it goes both ways. Restaurants, need to have that with you as a customer as well. You don't know where to pay and what's going on and where to park. So they have the same patience and understanding with you of you not knowing what's going on, right? So have it with them. There's all these new standards and protocols that the restaurant itself has maybe they're part of a bigger restaurant group. So there's other rules coming down. Then you've got, the city's orders, the county's orders, and then the state's orders, and then the federal orders. It's like, there's a lot to deal with, right? For these restaurants and food trucks, right? That have pivoted during this. So just please having some patience and understanding with them. So again, just a lot of new, things are in place for them. And it's hard for everybody. So, these places have pivoted to go or curbside delivery. And maybe before they didn't do that. Right. So they've having to find a way to make this work. And it just takes some time. So please just some patience and understanding. And again, it should go both ways too. Okay. Number 3, try to limit your modifications if possible. So I'll break that down a little bit more. So basically, that special dish you want to get might not be available. Just respect the new menu items, right? So some places aren't able to do what they did before, to go or delivery, for instance, right? Maybe some fine dining places or whatever. They just, the way the dishes are plated, they couldn't do it. So they've got these new things in their offering. So please just accept the new menu, order off of that. Don't try to order off menu and create new things and custom. And hey, this dish you guys make for me at lunch all the time. Look, right now is not the time to get that stuff. Okay. So I get it. You want it. I mean, unless the place can do it for you, go for it. But, just understand that maybe you're not going to be getting that. And, modifications, I mean, let's say you're normally pretty picky about things and this and that, just, try not to be as much, right? Try to leave the dish as original as it was. Obviously, if you have an allergy or something along those lines, that's different. But if you can, if it's just an aversion, let's just try to help the restaurant out that way. As few modifications as possible. Don't be as picky right now. I know that's a lot to ask. And that's what we're at. This is a lot to ask of you guys, right? As customers, but we all need to come together like this. We're asking a lot of these restaurants to open back up, put themselves in, their own safety to go work and get this food out for you and make sure you can get it and make sure it's safe. Right. So that's something just to consider. Just, with what you're ordering, just order it. You don't change it. And can I sub this for this? And don't, not right now. Okay. Just order the dish, support them, and boom. Okay. Number 4, support them online. Okay. Let people know if you go to a place and, this is going back to the first one, right? To wait. But when that happens, like if you have a good experience, let people know what's going on. Hey, I went to this place and got these margaritas and these tamales and this fried chicken and whatever. Let people know. Let them know where it's at, the hours, your full experience. Take a picture. Spread the love. If you have a particular place that you're just really passionate about, spread the love. Let people know about it. Some of these food places, they need help with some of the marketing and stuff. Again, they pivoted in a way that they didn't have to before. So maybe people don't know that they're doing these new things or that they're even open or that this or that. And I know that it falls on the place of business to do that. But again, these are different times. These are special times. So for you as a consumer, that's how you can help, get the word out, share stuff on your social media, let people know this place and what's going on and what they have. And if you've got multiple places like me, you just sort of share the love, different times, right? Different weeks, whatever. Do what you can. So, but that's important, right? We gotta spread the love and show the love. There's Facebook groups out there that support these things too. Get on there. Again, let people know who's serving, what they're doing, how they're doing it. Let people know. It's important. Okay. Number 5, have your phone out and ready when you're doing pickup on curbside. Okay. This is really important. And this is more than just a phone, but having everything ready when you show up, show up at the time. If you have a designated time, don't be late. Show up maybe even a little bit early, park where they tell you to, go with the rules, and have your phone in case they're trying to contact you or whatever. You want to make sure that you're available to what's going on, because that can interrupt their service on their end of things, right? So just look for those sort of things. If you pull into a spot, they have designated parking. If they got line, get in line, whatever the case may be. But definitely having your phone out and available for these sorts of things. Super important. If you've used a company to order, again, have your phone out in case they're trying to contact you to change something, they're out of something, whatever it may be. Have that phone ready to go. So I'm hearing a lot that that's not happening. And to be honest with you guys, all this whole list is really just things I'm hearing from the industry and just things I know logically can help, right? But yes, these are things I'm hearing from restaurant owners and the industry, people that are working in it. So and honestly, a lot of this stuff applies all the time, but not really. It does and it doesn't, right? It applies, but maybe not to the intensity that I'm suggesting to y'all, right? So normally it's just go out, have a good time, the experience, whatever. But right now it's a little special right now. We have to accommodate that because again, they're accommodating for us. We're all having to accommodate during this time because it's unprecedented. So, all right. Let's go to the next one. I believe this is number 6. Okay. Please respect any rules the establishment has in place and don't cause a scene. This is really important. People are dying across the country because, the place of business is enforcing a rule they have. I mean, literally, people are getting shot because of that. That's insane. Right? If the place of business is telling you to wear a mask or whatever the rules that they're setting in place, it's a private business, right? So you need to follow those rules. They've set them up for a reason. It's for your own good, your own safety, right? So nobody's trying to bring you down or take away your rights, but you need to respect what they are wanting you to do. Now, in your own time, your own house, and what you can do whatever you want. But when you show up to this place of business, you need to respect whatever the rules that they have set in place, the standards, the protocols. Again, there's a reason. And a lot of times it's not even their protocols. These are things that are being passed down that they legally have to do. Right. So you fighting against it or causing a scene or whatever is insane. Fighting at the door. People are fighting with hostesses and hosts for the wait times of waiting. Now the dining rooms are open, right? You can go in and sit down at these places. You've got to respect their rules. If they social distancing, if you don't like it, don't eat there. It's that simple. But don't fight it to go in and get what you want. Make them change for you, especially not right now. That's just not cool. So, we got to be here to support each other. And again, if you don't agree with the rules, no problem. You have multiple choices. You don't have to eat there, or you can just for the moment suck it up and deal with it if you like the place. It's just how it goes. But nothing that they're asking of you is, in my opinion, anything too crazy. Again, all the places are having to do this. So please just respect the rules that they have in place. And they are important. Social distancing, wearing the mask, wait times, where you have to sit. Look, there's no parties of 6 or more. So if you bring 7 people and you get upset that they're not going to seat you, it's not their fault. You can't say, well, it's just one person. It's a baby. It doesn't matter. There are rules and they have to stick to it. It's that simple. So please respect that. If you're on the patio, this happens all the time on patios in Texas. People move chairs and tables around. Okay. We all know that. Don't do that right now. Don't move tables and chairs and whatever you want to do. Don't do that. They have everything set in place for a reason. Again, these are special times. Normally, that's not a big deal on a patio, to be honest. It happens all the time. Grab a chair from here, you join your group. You can't do that right now. Right. So we need to respect the rules that these places are putting in place. Again, it's for your safety, for my safety, for everybody's safety. It's not going to last forever. It's temporary, So we'll get through this, but these are things we definitely have to do. I mean, we need to respect the rules at all places of business, right? And I'm specifically talking about restaurant because there's just no way that people should lose their life over that. It's insane to me, right? Or get in a fight or get punched, right? While they're just trying to work, their job. Like, it's insane. Okay. This is an important one too. Gosh, I feel like all these are important. That was, what am I on? 3, 4, 5. This is number 7. All right. Order from the place directly and avoid the delivery companies if possible, because those delivery companies take a huge commission, and they charge a delivery fee that the restaurant does not get, or food truck or whatever, right? They don't get it. So, like Uber Eats, Grubhub, these places charge 25 to 35% per order to the restaurant. So let's say a sandwich costs $10, right? The restaurant is getting, probably $7 or 6.75, something like that, you know. And Uber Eats is getting the rest. Plus, Uber Eats charged you a $3.95 delivery fee that you think is going to the restaurant. Guarantee you do. It is not. It's going straight to Uber Eats. So they're charging you as a consumer, and they're charging the restaurant, and they're making more money than the restaurant, right? And they don't even provide the food. So if you can, avoid those places. I'll be honest with you. There's a very small, thin pancake crepe, molecule thin sized percentage of people that, restaurant owners and food truck owners that actually like, these companies, Uber Eats, Grubhub. Most do not. That is the majority. Why? Because they just take such a huge percentage. They take such a and they'll just charge all these extra fees in the month that you don't ever see as a consumer that gets charged to the place of business. It's insane. So restaurants work on thin margins. They don't have that flexibility. And a lot of times these places of business just chalk it up to, well, marketing. My reach gets out more, right? But they're not really excited about it, in that sense. They're losing money on all that. That's all breaking even, or losing money. Or some places you'll have noticed, why is it more expensive when I order this hamburger on Uber Eats as opposed to when I'm sitting in the restaurant? I just told you why. Because they charge such a huge commission that the restaurant, the way to make up for it is they raise the price or they lower the quantity. So maybe it's the same price, but the burger's a little bit smaller. Why? Because it's not an 8-ounce patty, it's a 6-ounce patty now, right? There's 2 ways to get to that. You can portion control it, bring the portion size down so you're not spending as much on the dish, but still costs the same, or you raise the price. And places have to do that. And you know what? It looks bad on the restaurant or food truck, and it's not even their fault. Right? They're having to do that, again, because that cut is so much. And all the places really do that. Favor's a good one. I think there's about 15%, probably the best one, which is still high, but, it is a delivery, right? So that is helpful. But if you can just order, a lot of these places have their own delivery going right now. They're using staff, that's been furloughed or things like that. And, so using them to get the order is much better, especially if it's to go or, curbside pickup. Like, no way using the other company and, they're just getting, money for nothing. So use the place of business. And, now if they have a particular app or company they're using that they want you to use and they're pushing you towards that, then do that, right? Whatever their suggestion is. And if they're just taking the orders and you can order straight from them and pick it up or get the delivery, do that. Call the restaurant first and try to deal with them specifically if you can, if that's an option for you. That would really help them out. They make more money that way, and because money's tight right now. So that's a way for them to, supplement that, that revenue. Okay. Okay, number 8, change your expectations. This is a big one too. Right now, our expectations should not be the same as they were pre-COVID, right? You should have different expectations now, really about everything. But again, specifically, we're talking about restaurants. And now that you can go out to eat here in Texas, that's definitely, your expectations should be different. It's not going to look, the restaurant's not going to look and feel the same as it did before. It's just going to be different. And that's okay. You're sort of, accepting that life is different now. Will restaurants ever be the same again? I don't know. That's a good question. And probably not. It can't be exactly the same. It will have a little bit of a change from COVID. It just will. Things will stick moving forward, whether it be more delivery or more, curbside pickup and things like that that stick around even after this. More places doing it. I mean, um, it's possible, right? But we don't know. So for right now, just bring your expectations down, change them to what you think it's going to be, right? Whether it's drive-through, curbside, to go, the menu, right? Whatever you expect them to be doing, if they're not, understand it, right? Just realize there's something, global pandemic going on. So, just it really connects with the patience and understanding one, right? Like, just your expectations should be different to what to expect. Now, I'm not saying you should expect bad food and bad service, and of course not. You still want to, and restaurants still want to keep that standard, and you should want to keep them to that standard as well. But again, it's the little things. The little things can really help the restaurant right now. So your expectations and just sort of accepting to whatever they've adapted to. It's really helpful. Okay, that's a really, really helpful. All right. So number 9. Okay, this is simple. If you have money right now, spend it. Right? If you have disposable income, spend it. Spend that money. Right? That was me, shooting ones up in the air, making it rain. Go out, tip. Right? Tip. Buy extra food, get stuff, groceries, whatever, from the restaurants, get that add on, anything can help if you have the money. If you don't, of course, I get it. But if you have the money, spend like you were when you were going out, and I know a lot of you are, and the support for restaurants in the state has been, fantastic. So, but yeah, if you've got money, disposable income, spend it. Get some, spread it out, right? Go to a farmer's market. Go to, order from farms. Get a box, but also order from here and these restaurants. Spread out the funds of where you spend, and get stuff from all over, and tip if you can. Look, a lot of these servers and bartenders, that's how they made a lot of money before this. Now, granted, the dining room's back open, so great. You're going to go out, you're going to spend, tip. They don't have as many tables right now. So if you have the extra money, the standard is 20%, right? If you do well. Let's make it 30 right now. 30, 40%. I know that sounds high, but if you can afford it, then you can afford it, right? Obviously, again, if you can't, don't do it. But if you have the extra money, please spread the love right now. People will be more grateful than they've ever been for that money. Promise you. Again, we have a tipping system set up in America. So whether you agree with it or not, doesn't matter. It exists. And these people, live off of that. That is their money. I waited tables and bartended for a long time all over the place. And that's your money. That's what you get, not what you get on your check. Well, I mean, not your hourly is what I mean. You're concerned about your tips, and that has disappeared. Right. So, and now it's coming back and people are tipping, and just, again, if you have the money, tip, get that extra add-on, get that dessert, order these family meals, order this stuff, buy it for your neighbor, even if it's not for you, send some stuff as a gift, order it for a family or something, whatever you can do. But if you got that money, tip, spend dollar bills, y'all. Okay. Please spread the love if you have that, the ability to. So that would be great. Okay, the last one, I don't even need to look. The last one is this is a crazy one, but basically, let's just say number 10. Look, support local. All right, but what does that mean? Support local. What does local mean to people? Right? When I say local, I mean, Joe's Pizza down the street. That's the only location. Right? They're not a chain. That's local. That's Joe. He lives, a few streets over. In fact, he's a local member of the community, and he has a business there. Right. Those are the type of businesses that need our help more than any food business. Right. They need our help. Please go support them. They're getting lost in the mix. They don't have the marketing fund and push behind, these chains, whatever they may be, Olive Garden and TGI Fridays and Outback and McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King and Arby's and all these different, chains, they're going to be fine. Right. I get that they're local in the sense that there's one down the street, but McDonald's is not a local business. Okay. I get it's franchised and a local person owns it. But again, they'll be fine. They have that name recognition. There's people that are going to go to them no matter what. But those of you that, for instance, listen to this podcast, right? Or you probably care about real food. You normally buy organic stuff, grass-fed, you try to support farms already. So you're not even thinking about that. So, but, go to those small places. That's how you're really going to help them. They're going to get lost in the mix and they need the help more than anybody. So, the food truck, just the local, restaurant, diner, whatever it is, please support them. They're really the ones who need the help. And I'm not trying to, say that the other businesses are not vital and their jobs don't matter. They do. But again, this just, again, these are different times and those businesses just have a better chance. So the energy, it's the underdogs that need our help right now, not the big conglomerates. They're going to be fine. They can get loans. They have money. Whatever it may be, they have a way of getting around it, or at least even a better chance than, Joe's Pizza, who's doesn't have any of these connects. Right. So please, those are the places you can support. Not only are you supporting that local business, but you're supporting your local community as well. So, again, thank you guys so much for listening to this. I hope it helped. If you have any other suggestions that you think we could do, I could do another podcast. Let me know, please, or an idea for another top 10 list of something to help people out. Let me know. Email me at patrick@texasrealfood.com or comment on some post or something. Let me know. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And we'll see you next time. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to email the podcast at patrick@texasrealfood.com. And don't forget, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all the different places you can get podcasts. You'll find us on there. Or you can just go to our website, go to thelonestarplate.com. And you can find everything you need there, all the episodes. And you can check us out on YouTube if you want to watch it. We video these, on a little webcam here and do the Zoom stuff. And, so if you feel like doing it that way, go to the Texas Real Food YouTube channel and you can find it there. Make sure to follow Texas Real Food as well on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe. And if you are so inclined, please leave us a review anywhere you can. Follow us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcast. That would really help us out as well. So if you support, what we're trying to do here. So thanks again for listening. Really do appreciate it. Without you guys, what's the point of doing this? So if you have any suggestions on how we can make the show better, please let us know. All right. Thanks again. Be safe out there. Wash your hands.